Hey guys, welcome back to Build Life. It has been 1 year to the day since we brought our outhouse and off-grid shower to Kentucky. I'm going to share with you today some of the things I do and don't like about it. This information is not just my opinion, but also the opinion of my fellow users. We can all agree that this aromatic cedar lining that we installed in the outhouse was an absolute must. It may be a bit more than your average person wants to install in their outhouse, but it was readily available like as a closet lining at my local big box store. The throne, if you will, is a simple box with a flip-up lid and a toilet seat screwed to it. It's got a bucket inside that we line with a plastic trash bag. We use these green biodegradable ones from Amazon, and we cover up with sawdust when we're done. This outhouse was framed with no hole in the bottom. It is a contained unit and we pack out our waste when we go. There's a number of reasons for that. Mostly the health department frowns upon it. It's not a great idea to add those kind of contaminants to your ground. We're really close to the creek where we have it now, and we do plan to move it. So we didn't want to have holes all over the ground full of trash bags that you might find when you're building later. It's also a good way to be sure you don't have any critters that come in through the bottom and might surprise you when you go in for an early morning reading. If we go back to a couple of these pictures, you could see that the bottom of this outhouse is made out of treated plywood. This is obviously moisture and bug resistant. It is absolutely essential in this setting. Like I said before, we've got this near the creek, and you can see how high the water has actually gone on this outhouse when the creek overflows. We've since added another culvert and rectified the problem, but it was something I didn't see when we placed it. I thought the creek was plenty deep, but being able to move the outhouse and not having a hole full of waste for the creek to wash over was really a good move, and I'm glad we did it that way. This outhouse sees a lot of muddy boots. I'm really glad that we used a rubber horse mat floor. This one goes all the way underneath the toilet box, and it actually goes underneath the walls as well to hold it in place. A few creature comforts can go a long ways. We put up some of these hooks. I later came back and put some more in. Having a place to hang your clothes and towel and things up so you're not throwing them on the muddy floor or on the toilet box is just nice. Also, this tap light that I put in here, you need to have some kind of light so you can see, especially in the winter when it's dark, till later and gets dark earlier. A shelf here. I put these Craftsman bins I just bought at Lowe's here. Something to put like your toilet paper, maybe some paper towel, things like that the mice want to get into, and put them up on a shelf makes a big difference. The shower is just a simple plastic shower base from Home Depot. A 42-inch base gives you room to get walls outside of it, and it can still fit on a 4x8 sheet of plywood floor. We use an IBC tote that we fill off a gutter on the roof. Very simple system. This is a 275-gallon tote. We don't even use a third of this with 5 to 7 guys showering for a week in the summer. It is more than enough water. We're using this Triton on-demand hot water heater by Camp Chef. It takes a D battery for the igniter and it runs off propane. It really doesn't take anything else. We were using a 12-volt pump and running it off a little lawnmower battery, but we found that the flow was hard to regulate and didn't work very well with the heater. So we've got this cord here and we run a 110 pump off a generator. That works pretty well. If you're showering in February, you will definitely need something to heat the water. In the summer when it was hot here in Kentucky, it was a little cold, but we wound up just bypassing it because it was a pain in the butt to fiddle with and just took cold showers. Conserves water. Our shower just runs off on the ground here. It's gray water. It's not nearly the concern that the waste in the toilet is. If you are concerned with the environmental impact of your shower draining on the ground, there are lots of good options for soap and shampoo that are biodegradable and are good for the environment. I keep this little carpet square I got at the dollar store put up. We just put it out on the muddy horse mat when you're getting out of the shower so you're not standing in the mud in your bare feet while you dry off. There are a few things that I would change if I did over or some improvements that I could make. The The first, I would add a smoother horse mat on top of the one here between the shower and the toilet box, one that could be removed and scrubbed clean. It would make a little more inviting surface to get out on while you're in the shower, keep this little rug from getting all dirty. Also, I would have a little more light, whether it would be a stronger tap light, something with solar, or even a skylight, so during the daytime you can see a little better, but you probably need some actual light, especially in the winter when it gets dark early. I would also look for a self-contained hot water system, one that had the battery, maybe you screw a propane tank onto it, but the pump, the heater, everything as a contained unit that you could put inside the outhouse so that you're not constantly running in and out fiddling with it. All of those things are designed to go together. The power source, the flow rate, the voltage on the pump, everything was designed as a system, so you're not messing around with it so much. We are constantly running in and out of the outhouse and taking a shower that's too hot or too cold because you just get sick of fiddling with it. I also installed this little fan on the door that runs on solar. I thought that would vent it while we weren't in there. The thing has never worked. It's an absolute joke, and we just wind up leaving the door open most of the time. So a better ventilation system be fine, but when we leave, we take the bag out of this. There's nothing that smells in it when we're not there, and we just kind of leave the door open when you're not using it. It works pretty well. We haven't had any problems. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments. I love answering them, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.